Hi everyone, this is John. Today I'm going to show you how to make some super fast and easy vegetarian chili that anyone can make really quickly on the fly. I'm standing here at my kitchen stove. You'll notice I have a large pan. But let's go through all the things that you're going to need. You're really going to need some tomato sauce, and I like to do diced tomatoes. You're going to need some beefless ground stuff. This one happens to be gluten-free. You're going to need a couple of containers of dark red kidney beans. These are my favorites. You can use light red. You can also use black beans. You're going to need chili powder, a little onion powder. I like to add some additional ground cumin. And I've got some crushed red pepper. And over here off to the side I've got a little additional garlic powder. So I'm just going to take my can opener and start dropping all this stuff in. And I mean everything. Beans, liquid and all. I totally could have been soaking beans, but this is kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing, both the making and the recording. So we're just making it on the fly. And we'll make enough that this will stay for a few days. And you can hear my family and some music in the background. It's kind of just turning into a lazy afternoon. I'm going to drop the beefless ground in. I think this is about $3 or $4 at Publix. I'm going to continue to drop all this in. My can opener is popping off the can. And remember that the more you make, the more you have for leftovers. Whew, that's a lot. And because I've got plenty already in here, I'm going to put the large eye on here at the front. It's actually kind of funny that we're making this today because holy cow, it's kind of hot outside. Anyway, the last thing I'm dumping in are the diced tomatoes. Open that can. I'm going to drop all this in here now. And I'm a big fan of believing that cooking is more of an art and less of a science, except for when baking powder is involved. So I'm going to drop a little garlic powder. I'm going to drop a little onion powder. My wife and I are the only ones eating this, so we're going to add a fair amount of chili powder. I'm going to add some of the crushed red because I really like its flavor. And then last but not least, I know there's some cumin powder, some cumin in most chili mixes. I just like anything that tastes Mexican. So we're going to drop this in about a ton. You can hear the water off my pan getting on the eye. And now I'm going to take a wooden spoon. This happens to be bamboo actually, and just stir all this up. We've got to let this get hot enough that it starts to boil and it starts to calm some of this taste down. Now, because we're doing this like this, it's not going to get some of the flavor really nicely and settled as if we'd done this with like a crock pot. Alright. So now I'm going to set this in the eye over here. I'm going to turn this up and we're going to wait and let it cook. Now what most of you probably don't know is that I'm from Kentucky. And so a Kentucky man eats elbow macaroni with his chili. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some water in a pot. I'm going to turn on the eye. I'm going to add a little salt and a little olive oil. That's a trick from my Italian friends. And then we're going to make some elbow macaroni to go with our chili, which is already starting to boil a little bit. And I'm going to use some really nice all-natural sea salt to go in this to bring the density up of the water a little bit and improve the flavor. Here we are a few minutes later. You'll notice that the chili has got a nice low simmer, and on my oven you'll notice that I've got it down pretty low. I'm actually going to turn it on all the way to the very lowest setting. You'll notice also that I've got my elbow macaroni noodles going, and I have turned that down to a somewhere between a 2 and a 3. And just like when everybody else's oven, mine varies, so you'll have to experiment with yours. When all this is done, don't forget to make sure that your used cans get recycled.